It's really incredible. We've been here for a whole week now, and nothing exciting has happened.
You're quite right there, Dick. No criminals, no missing art objects, no kidnappings. Nothing.
There doesn't always have to be something exciting happening when we're here. We could just relax and be really lazy for a change.
Oh yes, I'd like that too.
Oh really, you two? That's so boring.
Let's just wait for something to happen.
What was that? Did you hear that?
It would have been hard not to. Where did it come from?
I can't tell exactly. I think from Kirin Island.
Maybe it's one of Uncle Quentin's experiments again.
It can't be. He's away on a conference. Yes, but what else could it be? Let's cross over to my island and have a look around. Then we'll know more.
Good idea, George. Maybe this'll turn out to be our next adventure.
OK then, let's nip over to Alf's place. Maybe he can lend us a boat.
Exactly. That way, we'll be back in good time and I can laze about at last. Oh, come on, Anne. You can still laze about afterwards. Maybe someone needs our help. I'll take that one just in case. Who knows when this might come in handy? Having something like this with you might prove useful. We're bound to need that. Who knows when this might come in handy?
Hello, Alf.
Hello, you four. Oh, I'm sorry, Timmy, I almost forgot you. I mean, hello, you five, of course. Spending your holidays in Kirin Cottage once again, are you?
Of course, same as every year.
Alf, we need your help urgently.
What on earth happened?
Didn't you hear the loud bang a while ago?
Yes, I did. But I thought it was Quentin again, with one of his experiments.
But that's impossible. Uncle Quentin happens to be at a convention.
So what was it then?
We don't know that either, but we believe it's got something to do with Kirin Island.
That's why we want to borrow your boat. That way we can cross over to the island and have a look around.
I'd love to let you have the boat, but as you can see, it's got a hole in it.
How did that happen?
There was quite a storm blowing yesterday, and while I was out there with the boat, I got careless for a moment and hit a rock.
Oh no! Did you get hurt?
Luckily, nothing happened to me. Only the boat was damaged.
Can we help you to fix it? It's bound to be faster if we all lend a hand.
Yes, exactly. Just tell us what you need to mend it, and I'll get it for you.
That's awfully nice of you. Well, I need boards, nails, a hammer, a tar and a brush. Do you think you can get all that, Dick?
Absolutely. I should get going straight away.
You might want to start looking in Kieran Cottage first. You can always find useful things there.
Come on, Dick. We've got everything we need.
Good. So where do I start, Alf?
First thing, you have to nail the boards over the hole with the hammer.
Well done, George.
Go on, Alf. What's next?
To prevent the water from seeping in, you still have to seal the cracks.
Done.
That was great, George.
Now, the boat's seaworthy again.
At long last. So we can finally go to Kieran Island now.
No rush. Your investigations can wait. Do you see the column of smoke over there?
Hurry up. Let's go.
Lots of luck, and keep me posted on how your investigations are going.
We'll do that, Alf. Bye.
Bye, the 5 of you.
Off to Kieran Island now.
I'm already so excited.
Off we go into our next adventure.
Yes, that's the way to Kieran Island. Gosh, George, we'll never get to the beach like that.
That's right. Hurry up now. We've got to see what happened.
Calm down, George. We don't even know where to look.
I can see the column of smoke back there. We'd better go that way. Come on then.
Look! A plane's crashed over there.
No wonder it made such a loud bang. We've got to be careful. It could still blow up, couldn't it?
Anne's right. Let's take care.
George, what are you busy plotting now?
We've got to try to get into the cockpit. Maybe the pilot's injured.
In that case, he will really need our help. Well then, let's look inside the plane now.
This looks an awful mess. Just like after a storm.
The plane did crash, after all.
But where's the pilot? I can't spot him anywhere.
He probably managed to escape from the plane.
We've got to look for him. He's bound to be injured.
Look! There's someone lying in the clearing.
And he's hurt. Who could it be? It's bound to be the pilot of the plane. Hello, sir. Can we help you?
What on earth are you doing here on the island, children?
We heard a loud bang and wanted to investigate what happened. I'm Julian and this is Dick, Anne and George.
And that's Timmy.
My name's Sam Smith and I've crashed my plane. The engine stopped all of a sudden. But luckily nothing much happened to me. Just my leg. I'm afraid it's broken.
Do you have a first aid kit in the plane so that we can treat you?
Unfortunately not. But you could fetch me something else from the plane. My briefcase.
What do you need your briefcase for in such a rush?
There's something very valuable inside. On no account should it get lost. If you just fetch me the briefcase...
We'll be glad to.
Stay here, George. We're not ready yet.
We should treat that injured leg first, before Dick and you go out looking for the briefcase.
We could make a splint out of a couple of branches.
And what shall we fasten the branches with? We could use my scarf. And Mr. Smith's got one too.
Good idea, Anne.
We can make a good splint for the leg with these two branches. We can keep the branches together with this. We can keep the branches together with this. Done. The leg's been taken care of. Well done, George.
Thank you so much for your help. I hope I can return the favour sometime.
Oh, it was nothing. Now let's go and fetch that briefcase, Dick.
OK. Anne and I will stay with Mr. Smith.
Right then. See you later.
So this is Mr. Smith's aircraft. Looks a terrible mess.
He was certainly lucky to get away with just a broken leg. Might have been worse.
You could say that it might have been a lot worse.
Definitely. Anyway, we should look for the briefcase now. This place looks as if it's been hit by a whirlwind.
The aircraft did crash after all. What did you expect?
All right, let's just look for the briefcase. I can't get the briefcase out. It's wedged in.
Try the iron bar. That might budge it.
Made it! I've got the briefcase now.
Great, George. Let's take it to Mr. Smith straight away. I do think about other things as well, not only about sandwiches. See?
Oh, come on, Dick. I was only joking. Well, have you found the briefcase? Of course. No problem at all.
Is it really the right briefcase? Yes, that's my briefcase, all right. Thank you very much, you two. I'd hate to think what might have happened if you hadn't found it. Or worse, if it had fallen into the wrong hands.
We were quite happy to look for it.
So what's inside the briefcase that's so important?
I'll tell you later. I've got to check the contents first. I hope they weren't damaged. I can't believe it. My key doesn't fit. I can't open my briefcase.
Don't worry. The lock was probably twisted during the crash.
Don't worry. That's a special briefcase made out of extra strength material. That lock couldn't get twisted.
Maybe the briefcases were exchanged then.
That would be disastrous. Oh my goodness, I don't dare to even think what might happen.
So what's inside the briefcase that's so important then? We might be able to help you.
Oh well, children. I suppose I don't have much of a choice. I'm not really a pilot. Actually, I work for Her Majesty's government as a Secret Service agent.
Gosh, a real agent?
Yes. I have orders to transport a highly sensitive radio receiver. It avoids all known frequencies and is therefore bug-proof. And if it were lost...
We could get some tools from the mainland and open the briefcase with those. At least we would know whether the radio is really missing or if it's just a twisted lock.
That's a brilliant idea, Julian. But please remember that everything I've told you must remain strictly confidential. Nobody must find out. Can I count on you?
But of course, Mr. Smith. We won't say a word.
Right. I suggest that Dick and I go over to the mainland and get those tools.
As well as some sandwiches, of course, for Mr. Smith and ourselves.
Isn't that typical, Dick? Always thinking about food first. Please bring some bandages and iodine along as well, so that we can treat Mr. Smith's injuries properly.
We'll do that. Right then, see you later.
Hurry up and take care.
Would you ever have dreamt of having to help a real secret agent, Julian?
Calm down, Dick. You know full well that we have to be careful not to reveal anything about Mr. Smith to anyone.
Even so, I think it's exciting. So what do we still need, Julian?
Whatever are you thinking about? We need sandwiches from Aunt Fanny, the tools and the dressing material.
Exactly. Just as I thought.
Well then, Dick, we need a plan. We should ask Aunt Fanny if she'll make us some sandwiches.
But what shall we tell her when she asks us why we're not coming home to eat?
We just tell her that we're planning a picnic on Kirin Island. And so that she really believes us, we'll also ask her for a rug.
Julian, you're a real genius.
Come on now, Dick. The others are waiting for us. Aunt Fanny should be in the kitchen. Hello, Aunt Fanny.
Hello, you two. Where on earth have you been? I've been worrying about you. Not a word or a glimpse of you all day.
We've just come from Kirin Island, and we're the picnic delegation. Could we possibly have some sandwiches and a blanket?
Of course you can have some sandwiches, but you have to promise me to take care.
We'll take care all right, Aunt Fanny. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for the sandwiches and the blanket, Aunt Fanny.
Do you need anything else?
We're also looking for some very small tools.
Did something break?
Some sand got into Anne's watch. We want to remove it with the tools.
Nothing here in the kitchen, I'm afraid. But have a look in your uncle's study. But don't make a mess. You know your uncle's very fussy about tidiness.
Thank you very much, Aunt Fanny. See you later.
See you later, boys.
The study gives me the creeps when Uncle Quentin's not there.
You're not scared, are you, Dick?
Ha ha, very funny. No, I just have a funny feeling, as if he'll suddenly come up behind us and start telling us off.
Where could the tools be?
Let's just have a look around, and we'll find them soon enough. Here they are. I'd put them in my pocket straight away.
Take good care, Dick. If something happens to the tools, we'll be in a lot of trouble.
All right, I'll be careful. We're bound to need that. And here are the bandages too.
Whew, that's done. Off to the clearing now. Mr. Smith and the girls will be waiting for us.
Hello, you three.
Hey, Dick, there you are at long last. We've been waiting for you for ages.
Calm down. We're back now.
Well, did you manage to get everything?
Have you got the tools as well?
Yes, yes. Just calm down. We've got everything.
We've also brought some sandwiches along.
Talking about sandwiches, I believe I could do with one.
How can you think about eating now?
If Dick's hungry, let him have a sandwich. After all, he's rowed to the island twice today already.
I think so too. Tasty. Aunt Fanny's sandwiches are
That's enough sandwiches. Could we try to open the briefcase now? I really need to know if the radio equipment's still there.
Exactly. Maybe it's been damaged.
It shouldn't be a problem opening the briefcase with our tools.
Right, that's it.
That doesn't look much like a radio, does it?
What's that?
Oh my goodness. Those are printing plates. You can make counterfeit money with them.
And where's the radio equipment?
Oh no! It seems I've been tricked into working as a courier for a counterfeiting gang. Those scoundrels. They probably have the briefcase with the radio equipment now. I can't bear to think what will happen when they realize how valuable the radio equipment is.
So what can we do now?
I really must inform my section about what's happened. But I need your help for that.
What do we have to do?
You have to transmit a radio message for me. On a secret frequency, in fact. Frequency Mag 5. Once you've set the frequency, you transmit the secret code signal and wait for a reply. The secret signal is, "The swans fly very low in summer."
What a strange phrase.
Can you remember all that?
Frequency Mag 5. And the swans fly very low in summer. That's no problem.
There's more. You still have to send a message to the section. Codified, of course.
Encoded? How?
Each letter is replaced by its position in the alphabet. Instead of an A, you use, for example, 1. For a B, 2. For a C, 3, and so on.
Uh-huh. And what's the message?
Just tell them, Smith needs help.
Okay, we'll do that.
Hold on, not so fast. You've got to send them my coordinates as well. Otherwise, they won't know where to find me.
And how can we find out what they are?
That's quite simple, Dick. All we need is a good map.
I suggest George and Dick go back to the mainland. Anne and I will stay here and treat Mr. Smith. What do you think?
All right, Julian. Right. I still need the dressing material. Could you please give it to me?
Bye-bye, you two. Please be careful and don't tell anyone that I'm here on the island.
Of course not. We'll be extra careful and watch out. Hello, Mr. Loomer.
Hello, you two. Well, what brings you this way?
Mr. Loomer, could you tell us the exact coordinates of Kirin Island?
No, I'm afraid I don't know them by heart. But what do you need the coordinates for?
Well, you see, it's for one of our secret projects. You know.
Oh, I see. Have a look in my spare room. There should be a chart there. You're welcome to have a look at it.
Thanks, Mr. Loomer. Right, now, let's look for that map.
Well, then keep your eyes peeled, Dick. Here's a pencil and a piece of paper, too. I think I found the map.
Right then, let's have a look. It shouldn't be too hard to find out those coordinates.
Look, that's Kirin Island, and there are the coordinates.
You'd better write down the numbers, George. Otherwise we might forget them. We've got a pencil and paper, haven't we?
We won't forget them that quickly.
Well, children, have you found the chart?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Loomer. You've been a great help to us.
My pleasure. So when will you come and see me again? With Timmy?
Very soon, Mr. Loomer.
Please, excuse me, but I have a question. Yes? What can I do for you? I'm looking for a place to stay for a couple of days. I'd like to relax a little, and perhaps even go for a boat trip. I'm sorry, but I can't help you there. I'm using my spare room at the moment. But try Mrs. Miller's farm. They might be able to help you. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wasn't he strange?
And did you see his bag? Was that all the luggage he had for the next few days? I think that's quite odd.
You're right, George. There's something wrong there.
Everything all right, children?
Oh, sure. We only wanted to ask you if we could use your radio set.
My radio set? No, that's impossible. A radio set like that is not a toy. The channel has to be kept open for emergencies.
We only asked.
Thanks a lot once again, Mr. Loomer. See you around.
Bye, you two.
Hello, Alf.
Hello, you two. What can I do for you this time?
Could we borrow your radio set?
But of course you can. On the trail of some secret, are you?
Yes, but it's all strictly confidential.
Has it got something to do with the loud bang over on Kirin Island? You can tell me that much, surely.
Yes, it does. We'll tell you the rest some other time.
That's all right. I haven't got time now anyway. I've just got to do a couple of urgent chores in town. You'll find the radio set back there. See you later.
Bye, Alf.
Super, George. That's the correct frequency. We've got to send the code signal next. How did it go again?
The swans fly very low in summer.
Yes. Now I remember. That was the right one.
The swans fly very low in summer.
How does the message go?
Hey, George, it worked! Now we only have to encode the message. You know, a 1 for an A, a 2 for a B, a 3 for a C, and so on.
How did the message go again?
Smith needs help. Remember?
Oh, yes, of course. OK, let's put it into code then. One 39208 1455419 851216.
That's the correct code. Now, we only have to send the correct coordinates. And we've made it.
Thank you for the message. Help is on its way.
That's done then. Mr. Smith will be very pleased that everything worked out well.
We can go back to the island then.
Yes, so we can. But I can't get my mind off that stranger. We should get a closer look at him.
So, how do we go about it?
Just think for a minute. Where did Mr. Loomer send him off to?
Of course, to Mrs. Miller.
Exactly. We'll surely find out more from her.
Hello, Mrs. Miller.
Hello, Dick. Hello, George. How are you?
We're fine, thanks. And you? You probably have a lot of work to do, don't you?
Yes, I do. I even have a guest at the moment.
A guest?
Yes, Mr. Loomer sent him over. He's rather strange, I must say. He says he wants to spend his holidays here. But he's got surprisingly little luggage for that, if you ask me.
What does he have with him?
Just a small metal briefcase, which he carries around with him all the time. He even took it along on his boat trip.
Boat trip?
Yes. He was really keen to cross over to the island. That's why I sent him over to Alf.
I think we should be going too, Mrs. Miller. We've got to be getting back to the others.
Take care, you two. And George, give my regards to your parents, will you?
I'll do that. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller. Did you hear that, Dick? She sent him over to Alf.
I hope Alf hasn't lent him our boat. Otherwise we won't be able to get back to the island. Oh no! I suspected as much. Our boat's gone.
What do we do now?
Let's ask Alf. He's got to be in his hut. Tell us, Alf. Where's your boat got to?
I've hired it to Mrs. Miller's new lodger.
And how are we supposed to get back to the island?
Oh no! I thought you wouldn't be needing it any longer. You've just come from the island.
I think I have an idea. Doesn't Aunt Fanny have an old rubber dinghy?
Yes, but it's ancient.
That doesn't matter, as long as it floats. Maybe she'll lend it to us.
All right, it's worth a try.
Bye, Alf.
Bye, you two. I'm really sorry about that.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Georgina. Hello, Dick. Why aren't you on the island with the others? Did something happen?
No, don't worry, Aunt Fanny. Everything's all right. We're just looking for your old rubber dinghy.
My old rubber dinghy?
Mum, you know, the red one.
Oh, that old rubber thing. I threw it away ages ago. It had more holes in it than a Swiss cheese. But why do you need the rubber dinghy? I'm sure you could borrow Alf's boat.
Unfortunately, he's lent it to Mrs. Miller's new lodger. And now George and I need a boat to get back to the island.
Why don't you have a good look in Quentin's study?
Is there a rubber dinghy in Dad's study?
No, of course not. But a while ago, while I was tidying up, I saw a note about a boat project. That might help you.
Thanks, Aunt Fanny. Could you imagine your father having anything to do with rubber dinghies?
I can't imagine why he'd be involved in that. But let's look for that note. Maybe it's of some help. Here's the note. It says, Dugout Canoe Project. Mr. Loomer, plan for building replica.
What could that mean?
Well, we may just as well go and ask him.
Hello, Mr. Loomer.
Hello, you two. My goodness, you're coming to see me a lot today. Can I help you out with some maps again?
No, not this time around. We're here for another reason.
So what can I do for you?
We found a note in Dad's study about an Indian canoe.
Yes, building replicas of historic boats is my hobby. As you can see, it's almost ready. Why are you so keen on it?
We're currently working on an Indian project at school, and we have to familiarise ourselves with the day-to-day life of the Indians.
So we thought that perhaps we could go out in the canoe.
I don't really know. This boat's quite hard to handle.
Please, Mr. Loomer, it's for school. Besides, we can handle boats, as you know.
Very well then. If it's for school. But if anything gets damaged on the canoe, you have to help me fix it.
Yes, of course.
That's great. Thank you very much, Mr. Loomer. We'll take good care.
Bye-bye, you two. I'll take the canoe down to the beach for you.
Bye, Mr. Loomer.
Hold on, you two. I almost forgot something. If you want to use the canoe, you first have to get some paddles.
All right, Mr. Loomer. We'll start looking straight away. That's a paddle over there. I'll take it straight away.
Loomer's already brought the canoe down to the beach.
Great. Then we can get going to the others. And then we'll see what the stranger wants on the island.
We should be on our guard too. The man seemed rather shifty to me.
You're not scared, are you? No need to be. Timmy's on the island, isn't he? He'll protect us all right.
Right then, off we go to the island. The stranger is very interested in your island, George. I hope he hasn't discovered Mr. Smith and the others.
It's all very strange. What does he want on the island?
Maybe he's got something to do with the switched briefcase. His case does look exactly like Mr. Smith's.
You're right, Dick. It's very likely that Mr. Smith's radio equipment is in his briefcase.
In that case, we should warn the others as soon as possible.
Exactly. Come on, let's go to the clearing and let the others know.
Get a move on, George. We have to look for Anne, Julian and Mr. Smith. Get a move on, George. We have...
Oh no! They're not here.
Where could they have gone to?
They probably saw the stranger and hid.
But where?
Julian and Anne know their way around here very well. They probably took the pilot up to the ruined castle.
Do you mean they hid in those old grimy walls?
It's possible, isn't it? But we'll only know for certain if we go and look.
They haven't hidden up here.
Maybe they went downstairs, into Dad's study.
Then we'd better have a look there straight away.
They're not here.
But where else could they be?
Let's take another look. Maybe we'll find a clue.
Over here, George. I think I've found something.
Gosh, what is it?
I think it's a piece of fabric from Julian's jumper. So they were down here.
So why aren't they here anymore?
The stranger must have found them.
We had better get back to the clearing. We might find more clues.
Exactly. Mr. Smith is a secret agent, after all. He'll certainly have thought of something.
We should have a good look around. They must have left us a clue.
What shall we look for then?
For some kind of tracks or marks. Here, I found something.
What?
A trail of iodine drops. Anne and Julian must have done that.
We should follow the trail. It will probably lead us to Mr. Smith and the others.
Right, but we have to be careful. The stranger can't be far. Look, Dick, there's an arrow in the sand as well. It points directly to the old shipwreck.
Then we should go that way. Julian and Anne are bound to be there.
What should they want to go to the old shipwreck for? There's nothing interesting there.
We'll only find out once we've looked around a bit.
All right, I'm coming.
Oh, look, George. Someone's built a footbridge to the old wreck. What on earth would anyone want in there?
We should have a careful look around. Perhaps the three of them have hidden themselves in the wreck. Shh, Dick. Keep quiet. Do you hear that? There's someone shouting.
Yes, it's the stranger from the lighthouse. He did find them after all.
Quiet now. That way we might understand what he's saying.
For the last time now, where have you hidden the printing plates? Unless you tell me where they are right now, I'll take it out on your dog.
Timmy! No, don't hurt Timmy.
All right, all right. The plates are in the ruined castle.
And where exactly?
There is a secret compartment behind a stone in the small room.
That's better. First I'm going to tie you up, and then I'm going to get myself those printing plates.
Did you hear that, Dick? What shall we do now?
We had better split up. I'll free the other three from the wreck, while you fetch the plates.
Why should I fetch the plates? I'd much rather see to Timmy.
You know where the secret compartment is, George. You'll find it faster.
You're right. I'll be off straight away. Julian said the plates are in the secret compartment. I'll start looking then. Ah, here it is. Now I only have to get it open. Ah, here it is. Now I only have to get it open.
Well, just look at that! Someone's done the whole job for me! Haven't we met before?
Hey, you! What have you done with my friends?
Now, don't be so impatient. You'll see soon enough, but first you'll hand over the briefcase.
Why should I?
Now, don't get cheeky with me. Remember, your friends are still in my power. How about the briefcase, then?
Here you are.
That's right. And now we'll go back to your friends. Come on.
Don't worry. I'll get you out of here in a jiffy.
Thanks a lot, Dick. You've come at exactly the right time.
Thank goodness you're here, Dick.
How are you all? Are you hurt?
No, we're fine. Just a bit scared.
Just imagine, Dick. This man exchanged his briefcase for Mr. Smith's briefcase in order to get the printing plates into the country.
And naturally, he now wants his printing plates back.
I know all about it. George and I overheard the smuggler just now.
Talking of George, where is she?
As I said, we eavesdropped on you and then worked out a plan. I was to free you from the wreck, while George was to fetch the printing plates from their hiding place.
But that's also what the crook wanted to do. That means George is in danger.
And right, you know. Whatever gave you that idea?
George has a huge head start and knows the island very well. Nothing will happen to her. Besides, she wanted to come to the beach with the briefcase straight away.
We should get there immediately.
Maybe we can set a small trap for the smuggler. He definitely has to return to the beach too. After all, his boat is pulled up there.
That's exactly what we'll do. Off to the beach. What can we do now?
First, we should set a trap for the criminal.
I've already got an idea. We dig a hole in the sand and lure him into it.
But he's bound to see the hole.
We'll have to camouflage it then.
That's a very good idea. That's what we'll do.
First I'll dig a hole with a board.
Exactly.
To make the hole invisible. I'll put a blanket over it.
You're doing a great job, Dick. He shouldn't be able to see us straight away.
Right, Anne. We should hide.
Those rocks seem to be made for just that.
Look, he's coming.
And he's got George. What shall we do now?
First, we wait until he's right in the middle of the beach. When I give the signal, you come out from behind the rocks and surround him.
Now!
What's all this then? How come you're running about instead of being in the wreck?
Give up! The game's over!
You don't stand a chance.
You must be joking. I won't be intimidated by the likes of you, a bunch of children and an injured pilot.
Seize, Timmy, seize!
What's this?
Give up! You won't get far.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? To be fooled by a bunch of children? Who's ever heard of that?
Attention, attention. This is the police. Put your hands up and turn yourself in.
Hello, children. Are you all okay?
Yes, thanks. But how did you manage to get to the island so quickly?
Mr. Smith's headquarters alerted me and asked for assistance. But right now I have to see to your hostage.
Here, I found something. Well done, George.
That's super. Well done, cousin.
Thank you very much, children. You've been a great help. Without you, I would probably still be stuck on the island.
It's no more than anybody would have done.
And if you should need assistance at any time, you know you can always turn to us.
I think I have to tackle assignments on my own from now on. But thanks for the offer, George.
Even so, as you know, no case is too hard to handle for us junior agents.